So the problem you're being asked to solve is if I put -2 as the value for f of x, then when is 3x squared minus x minus 2 equal to -2? Well, this is a quadratic equation. Notice the power of 2 is the highest power on the x, and that's what makes it quadratic. Still learning to use my tablet. So that makes it quadratic. So when you're solving a quadratic equation, your goal is to get a 0 on one side. So it looks easiest to get the 0 on the left-hand side. So I'm going to do that by adding 2 to both sides. So now I'll have 0 equals 3x squared minus x. Well then, hopefully you remember factoring from algebra, and if you don't, it would be really good if you spend some time reviewing that. So look for factoring in any algebra book. And the only factoring that can be done here is factor out the greatest common factor. So you have two terms, 3x squared and -x. Terms are separated by a plus or a minus. So the greatest common factor here is x. That's the most those two terms have in common. So you factor out the x, and factor out means write the x and then open a parenthesis. And then ask yourself, of this first term of 3x squared, if I factor out one of the x's, what's left? And you have 3x left. Then you have minus, and if you factor out x from this second term, all you have left is a 1. So now I have 0 equals x times 3x minus 1. Well, we have something called the zero product property that says if I have two things multiplied together and they equal 0, then either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. And this is true for any number of factors multiplied together. So we use this principle to say, well, here's one factor, x. Here's another factor, 3x minus 1. So either x has to be equal to 0 or 3x minus 1 has to be equal to 0. So x equals 0 is one solution. Then I solve this little linear equation for x to get the other solution. So I get x equals 1/3. So x equals 0 is one solution, and x equals 1/3 is another solution, and there are two solutions to this equation. So let me know if you still have questions.